So you've been around a lot of startup teams and other entrepreneurs. What are the common bad patterns you've seen?
So I've been at this for, let's call it 12 years formally, and then maybe 16 informally. One thing I really truly believe at this point is that a business lives and dies at the mindset of its leader and its CEO and an entrepreneur. And so one bad pattern I see is if the psychology of the founder, the entrepreneur, the CEO that's leading the business is not a positive one, or is not one that is thinking things are going to be successful, that can have a massive influence on the business. And so I think if the mind isn't right in the business, it's very difficult to get right. So that would be one pattern I've seen. I think another one is running enthusiastically in the wrong direction sometimes. It's
I like the way you put it.
it's amazing, like, and I say this in jest because look, I've done it too, but because you get kind of so focused and you're so tied up in like this minute kind of thing that if you rose up 30,000 feet and look down, you're like, that just doesn't matter. And so, and I have entrepreneurs telling me stuff, you kind of smile and you say yes, and then you're just like, but does that matter? And it's like, their eyes kind of just like, I've spent a month on it, of course it matters. And you're like, well, did it get you a customer? No. Does it improve your product? No. Is it helping with your financing? No. So they're like, why are you doing it? And so I guess we get so caught up, and I'm including myself in this, in kind of our day-to-day and like what's important and what's not. And if we don't have a mirror, and that could be a coach, it could be a board, it could be, your team, that kind of keep you honest of like, why are we doing this? And keep asking, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Because, time, particularly in early stage startups, are just so important. And so if you have a month where you're running enthusiastically in the wrong direction, that could be extremely problematic.
Anything else?
I think, and this is very US focused comment, I'm sure it's somewhere else, but there is this really weird kind of badge of honor of raising money. And
it's everywhere.
I've never understood that when I meet an entrepreneur, their first or second comment to me is how much money they've raised.
Yeah.
And I think in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, great. And so what? But, what I ask them is like, one, do you need that money to get to where you want? And a lot of times the answer is no. And then, the focus is so much on this hamster wheel of seed, Series A, Series B, Series C, Series D, that they forget about the most important thing many times, which is servicing customers. And so I just, one kind of thing that really perturbs me a lot is this idea that you have to raise money to build a business. And I think the history of humanity has shown that's not true. Eric Paley has a great 2 articles in TechCrunch talking about venture capital on steroids or something, which he shows empirically that companies that raise less money do better, and the founders economically do way better. Like there's something wrong, in my view, of overcapitalizing businesses, because money doesn't solve problems, it just exacerbates them.